Hello everyone, Benevolent History here, and I'm here to give you a replay for Shogun 2 Total War. This battle does not involve me, instead it involves two clanmates of mine, Total Rebel Hannibal and Total Rebel Shiki. And they're up against Dennis 61 Russ and Indigo 296. This was an interesting battle in the fact that Shiki and Hannibal brought very unorthodox army. Yeah, they brought basically I thinking they wanted to test out Kisho ninjas, just spam Kisho ninjas and see what happens. Yeah, this battle basically shows those two basically use Kisho ninjas and actually do pretty well with. Now here's the battle. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, you can see on the map here, and then we go to the back. See on the map that Shiki and Hannibal deployed troops behind the enemies. So you have Kisho ninjas. Shiki has 5 units here. Hannibal has 5 units there. Shiki also brought 2 Kisho ninja veterans. One is Moitsune. I don't even know what that is, and one is Hotsuma. I don't even know the names actually. Now we have 5 units of Kisho ninjas here, and you can see here pink ninjas, very manly, very awesome pink ninjas here, named Sneaky Hanny is Sneaky. You can see these ninjas do a bit of a work. Now you can see it's interesting because you should know that ninjas have the ability to basically deploy anywhere on the map. They can also walk while hidden. They also have something called stealth. Something called stealth or something like that. That they can run while hidden for a period of time. So they're an interesting unit if you want to do ambushes. But the bad thing about Kisho Ninja is the fact that they have very low troop count in each one unit, and they're also vulnerable to cav strikes, infantry attacks, and to arch missile fire. So very useful unit for ambushes, but very vulnerable if your opponent decides to attack it and these Kisho ninjas are isolated. Now let's look at the conventional troops of these my clanmates. We have 2 units of Bow Samurai by Shiki, 1 unit of Great Guards, 2 units of Yari Cav, and here's Shiki's Avatar Bodyguard. Then we go to Hannibal's side. We have he has 2 units of Matchlock Warrior Monks, and I think 3 units of Yari Cavalry, and he has his General Takeda Hannibalius. Let's look at the opponents who deployed pretty foolishly pretty far away from each other. You can see Dennis has his Avatar General Bodyguard. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce that name. I have no idea what language that is. And he has 3 Nodachi Samurai, 1 Lone Sword Ashigaru, 3 units of Naginata Warrior Monks. These guys are pretty tough. And 2 units of Bow Samurai. Now Indigo has 3 units of Bow Ashigaru up in front, 1 unit of Yari Samurai, 2 units of Yari Ashigaru, and 5 units of Katana Samurai. He also has a cavalry component consisting of I think 1 Yari Cav, it looks like, and 2 light Cav, yeah. And here is Lord Feege, interesting name, who's the avatar of Indigo, and there he is. So let's begin this battle. So basically, since the Kisho ninja is deployed right behind Dennis, you can obviously see on the minimap that Hannibal and Shiki are planning on an offensive against Dennis and hoping to knock him out in one fell swoop. This is pretty easy to achieve since Indigo and Dennis are very separated from each other. Because in a 2v2 matchup, you should try your best to link up with your ally so you don't get separated and double team like this. Anyway, it looks like Dennis and Indigo are rushing, walking forward at a usual pace. And Dennis probably doesn't know that all these ninjas are just right behind him. Oh man, you can see they're still hidden. I feel sorry for this guy. He must have felt like scared once these Kisho ninjas all just popped up from behind him. Anyway, now you see Shiki sending his Kisho ninjas here. Two of them just unhid themselves and are converging on Dennis's flank. Now Dennis sends his Naginata warrior monks in response. I think Dennis should have been way more offensive. And let's slow motion this because anyway, Dennis, anyway, these Kisho ninjas, they're a pretty interesting unit, especially since they have a grenade. Actually, they have something they have a special ability in which they could throw a few grenades. Anyway, Shiki sends in one Kisho ninja to attack this Naginata warrior monks, while his other Kisho ninja, I believe, throws a few grenades. See here, the firing out. Well, look at those red grenades, just blinding grenades, just throw. These do a lot of damage, and as you could expect, a lot of morale penalties. See, unrealistic explosion, and all these warrior monks just got flying. Like that dude. Poor dude, look at his eyes open, very surprised. Oh. Anyway, these bombs just totally devastate this Naginata warrior monk unit. Although it's still alive, so Shiki still has to deal with them. But yeah, over here Hannibal sends his Kisho ninjas from behind and attacks the Dennis's general, and you can see lots of general units just flying out just randomly. Oh man, just whee! Just lots of dudes flying. I believe Hannibal gets a lucky shot here and actually kills Dennis's general with a grenade throw. Like so. You see here that Dennis's general just goes flying wildly into the air. Very, very heroic death for a general such as him. Anyway, because the general just recently died, all of Dennis's troops are close to routing essentially. These Kisho ninjas are still doing a lot of work. I believe they're gonna throw a few more grenades, hopefully. No, it doesn't look like they'll throw more grenades. It looks like they're just gonna all melee rush. It's not a bad move considering that the general just died. I mean, if you just rush your opponent when the general dies, you'll basically guarantee a mass rout of your enemy forces. Unless your opponent is using like high morale troops like these Naginata warrior monks. Oh, more grenades. Boom! Look at that guy do. Look at all those dudes just flying wildly into the air. Poor Nodachi samurai. View, you can see that Dennis's troops are basically withering down at this point, and Indigo is trying his best to reinforce. I think he should have been more faster though. Probably just run his troops. Oh, never mind. His troops are running. Anyway, you can see that this textbook error on their behalf basically cost Dennis his whole entire army with all his troops going out in a blaze of glory essentially. I can see some more close-ups. Oh, look at that Kisho ninja just got stabbed right in the groin. Oh, poor him. He just lost his manhood. Anyway, even if the Naginata warrior monks are very tough units, they still rout. They're not invincible. Anyway, you can see that Shiki and Hannibal are converging to face Indigo. And they're placing all the Kisho ninjas on the flank here. I'm gonna press play now. Now you can actually hear the music. Anyway, all of Dennis's troops are now dead, and Dennis basically stands alone. I think at this point Dennis should have quickly I think he should have just rushed these Kisho ninjas and just used the spear units to ward off against any missile fire or cav strikes. And possibly, yeah, he should have sent these Yari and light cav out to attack these Kisho ninjas. No, and used his infantry in support, because he would have easily killed these Kisho ninjas if he had done so. Although at this point, it seems like a lost cause because Hannibal and Shiki both have a lot of cav units left. Shiki even has that Great Guard unit, I believe. Yeah, over there. And you can see that Indigo and Shiki and Hannibal are going at it with the missile fight. Obviously, Shiki and Hannibal have the advantage here because they have both samurai and they have matchlock warrior monks, and the matchlock warrior monks are really tough units. Do a lot of damage. As with all matchlocks, they basically pierce armor and do a heavy hit on morale. You see these matchlock warrior monks just running up, and they're gonna fire soon. Bam! Look at that. The peasant unit just basically shattered on one hit. These guys just getting shot to death. They're already wavering. With matchlocks, they do a lot of damage and they do a lot of morale penalty hits. And you can see here Shiki sending his Avatar General in, and I think he's targeting the enemy general here, hoping to get a lucky kill with an arrow shot. Look at that. That's a lot of damage he's doing. Anyway, if you look at the top screen, you'll see that Dennis is basically completely surrounded, and he's having matchlock fire right in his front of the Katana Samurai. He's having cav right behind his lines, so he's basically screwed at this point. And not to mention these Kisho ninjas on the flank. Oh yeah, slow motion moment. You see that they're throwing the grenades and doing a lot of damage and hitting all these poor Katana Samurai. Oh man, these poor dudes. Boom! Look at that guy. He just flying, and just rolls around on the ground like a dead man. Ah, poor dude. He like flew like 20 feet. But it looks like these Kisho ninjas are throwing all the grenades and then they're gonna charge in. At the same time, matchlock fire is eating away at these matchlock units in the front. These Kisho ninjas are being very brave in attacking these Yari Samurai head on. Let's see, here's Hannibal's pink ninjas doing the job they like the most and just ambushing the enemy. And look at that, that guy just got owned by the pink ninja. Oh, look at that guy. Oh, that was brutal. Just sliced to the neck. Anyway, these Kisho ninjas are attacking heavily on the flank, and this Katana Samurai is charging in, trying to attack this matchlock warrior monk, but I think they rout before they actually get to it, because a matchlock warrior monk, as with all matchlock units, do a lot of damage and do heavy morale penalty. But looks like they reach in time, but yeah, these matchlock warrior monks just get owned. Anyway, at the same time, you can see here that Shiki charges his Great Guard in, routs all of these peasant units essentially. Look at all those peasants running for their lives. Yeah, it looks like Indigo basically lost this fight. Just routed all of his units. Essentially, by the combined forces of these Great Guard, the Kisho ninjas, those matchlock, basically totally devastated the armies of Indigo. This battle is interesting because the fact that Shiki and Hannibal used really unorthodox armies. Very interesting replay that Hannibal showed me. Very fun battle, it looks like. They must have been laughing their heads off from all those Kisho ninjas. Good game to all those who participated.